Welcome friends to the session on Exceptional Children Part 2. In this session, we will be dealing with the meaning, definition and characteristics of gifted children and mentally disabled children. Gifted children are the wealth of any civilization or society. They are both an asset and a responsibility. According to Harvey Gerst, the talented or gifted is one who shows consistently remarkable performance in any worthwhile line of endeavor. Fagler and Bish defined, the term gifted encompasses those children who possess a superior intellectual potentiality and functional ability to achieve academically in the top 15 to 20% of the school population and or who have talent of a high order in such special areas as mathematics, mechanics, science, expressive arts, creative thinking, music and social leadership, and a unique creative ability to deal with their environment. The psychological basis of definitions includes both higher intelligence as well as special abilities of high order for giftedness. As such, the gifted child is that child who has a high level of general intelligence or who has special abilities in those areas in which they need not always require a high level of intelligence, such as drawing, painting, mechanics, leadership, etc. On the basis of the above definitions, we may draw the following conclusions about the meaning and characteristics of gifted children. Characteristics of gifted children. The gifted child is essentially an exceptional child. In comparison to children of his or her own group, they are superior in some ability or group of abilities. The appellation gifted children is applicable not only to the academically or intellectually talented, but also to those who show promise in other spheres such as music, dance, drama, painting, sculpture, writing and other creative arts, mechanical work, social leadership and human relationships, creative scientific experimentation and exploration, physical activities like games, sports and gymnastics. A gifted child need not necessarily possess a very high intelligence quotient. Giftedness is multidimensional. It can be in any field of life. Needs and problems of gifted children. In addition to the basic needs, they may have certain special needs like the need for knowledge and understanding, creativity and ingenuity, the development of his exceptional ability or abilities, the need for self-actualization and self-expression. In this way, the gifted child does not only strive for the satisfaction of his basic needs, but also needs the opportunity as well as the facilities for the realization of his specific needs. In case he finds it difficult to accomplish these needs, he becomes mentally as well as emotionally disturbed. This brings a sort of maladjustment and he turns into a problem child. A gifted child may become a problem for the parents and the teacher if he or she is not handled properly. Their main problems are feel themselves rejected and isolated because of lack of guidance, develop negative attitude towards society, feel bored due to very easy classwork, become aggressive and get out of control due to non-fulfillment of their needs, develop inferiority complex due to lack of opportunities, develop superiority complex due to much attention from parents and teachers. The identification of gifted children. The first step in the direction of planning special education for gifted children is to identify or separate them from the average children. Deman and Kogdat, 1974, have prepared a schedule of the specialities to identify the gifted or academically talented students. According to this schedule, a gifted child learns rapidly and easily, uses a great deal of common sense and practical knowledge, reasons things out, thinks clearly, recognizes relationships, comprehends meanings, retains what he has heard or read without much rote drill, knows about many things of which most students are unaware, has a large vocabulary which he uses easily and accurately, can read books and do academic work that are 1 or 2 years in advance of the rest of the class, performs difficult mental tasks, asks many questions, has a wide range of interests, is original in his thinking, uses good but unusual methods, is alert, keenly observant and responds quickly. Methods and means of identification. Children with special abilities or talents may not possess superior general intelligence. Such children need careful observation and study so that the specific areas of their giftedness can be spotted. The teacher can make use of the following procedures for the identification of gifted children: standardized intelligence test, standardized achievement test, creativity test, aptitude test, interest inventory and teacher's observation report, school marks, etc. Education for gifted children. Now, all the educators, parents and administrators have recognized the importance of providing special education to gifted children. The following approaches are recommended for the education of gifted children. Acceleration. Acceleration is the process by which the progress of gifted child is geared to a higher level. As a result of this, his or her abilities are challenged by a quickened tempo and advanced work. The important ways of acceleration are: early admission to grade first, that is at the age of 3 to 4 years than at the age of 5 years. Child on the basis of his performance in the school is given double promotion, that is he may be promoted to class 5 from 3rd or from 2nd to 4th. Skipping of grades. Shortening the periods of grade if he completes the matters of an academic year within 8 or 6 months. Thus, he can complete 4 grades within 2 or 3 years. Lengthening of working days of the school using summer and winter vacation days for giving these children something extra and new. Telescoped programs. Condensed 3 years program to 2 years or 4 year syllabi into 3 years, etc. Subject wise acceleration can be done through enriching the syllabus of various subjects. Enrichment approach or programs. In such programs, they are not placed in any special class or school. They remain in the regular class with average students, but special attention is paid to them in the classroom by the teacher. In enrichment programs, advanced work and extra assignments are given to the gifted children. Enrichment can be done in 2 ways: enrichment in breadth and in depth. Enrichment program allows the student to work at his own pace and at his own level of understanding, and also bring additional educational opportunities for the gifted children. The common ways of enrichment program are: special assignment within and outside the syllabus, work on independent projects, extra reading and writing work, experimentation and independent research, participation in co-curricular activities, advanced work, creativity fostering activities such as essay writing, stylish writing, poster writing, letter writing, etc. In this way, the learning experiences should be so enriched that gifted children find something new and challenging for them. Gifted child is an asset of incalculable value to society. They are the treasures of any nation. Therefore, It is very necessary to identify them in time and utilize them for the good of the society, the nation and the world. Special approach. In this approach, special facilities and opportunities should be provided for the gifted children in developing their specific abilities and potentialities. This can be done through the following ways: special or separate school, special classes, separate class and special curriculum. In the classification of exceptional children, the mentally retarded children belong to the lower end of the scale of intelligence and scholastic aptitude, quite opposite and contrary to the gifted and creative, who lie at the higher end of the scale. As a matter of terminology, such children are known by so many names other than mentally retarded, such as feeble-minded, mentally handicapped, mentally deficient, mentally subnormal or mentally sub-average, etc. Who are these children? What are their specific characteristics and requirements? What can be done for them specially in the sphere of education? Mentally disabled or mentally handicapped children. Mentally retarded or disabled children are those children who suffer from the retarded, subnormal or deficient growth and development of their brain, affecting their intellectual capacities to the extent that they feel handicapped in their adaptation to the environment and thus require special care and provisions for their welfare and development of their capacities. Mentally retarded children are those children with inadequate level of intelligence, are impaired in their ability to learn and to adapt to the demands of the society, or children with low level or below average intellectual functioning are called mentally retarded children. Characteristics of mentally retarded children: limited functioning due to significant loss of conceptual, practical and social intelligence, sub-average intellectual functioning, poor performance level, slow acquisition of skills, low level of adaptive skills, lack of concentration, poor at abstraction. Identification of mentally retarded children. Mentally retarded children can be identified by using intelligence tests, achievement tests and also through observation. Classification of mentally retarded or disabled children. We can also classify mentally retarded children into different categories using some criteria such as normal distribution criteria. In a normally distributed population, about 2% of the population is generally found mentally retarded. IQ criterion. American Association of Mental Deficiency has classified mentally retarded children on the basis of their IQ scores. 4 broad categories of mentally retarded children are given here. Borderline cases or dull, IQ 70 to 90. Morons or feeble-minded, IQ 50 to 70. Imbeciles, IQ 25 to 50. Idiots, IQ less than 25. Medical criterion. Medical personnel and physicians classify mentally retarded children on the basis of their physical or mental characteristics caused by some damage in the functioning of the brain due to genetic or environmental reasons. Brain damaged child. Mongoloids, moderately mentally retarded whose IQ ranges from 50 to 70. Cretin child, mental retardation due to any deformation in thyroid gland. Phenylketonuria, caused due to metabolic disturbance, but its incidence is very rare. Microcephaly and hydrocephaly. The head is short in microcephaly and large in hydrocephaly. As a result, cerebrospinal fluid stops, causing mental retardation permanently. Cerebral palsy. It is a type of disease which causes uncontrolled action of some muscles, and mental retardation is caused due to inadjustability of muscles. Degree of retardation criteria: mildly retarded, moderately retarded, and severely retarded. Learning and educability criteria: educable mentally retarded, trainable mentally retarded, untrainable or uneducable or custodial mentally retarded. Social deprivation criteria: mental retardation is also caused when a person is deprived of social environment and interaction for a long period of time. Causes of mental retardation: there are numerous reasons for mental retardation. The main causes of mental retardation can be divided into two categories. Endogenous causes, genetically determined. The genetic factors like defective genes present in the chromosomes of the parents and chromosomal abnormalities are responsible for mental retardation. Exogenous causes are secondary and acquired or environmental causes. Some of them are prenatal causes like physical trauma, malnutrition, infectious diseases, blood incompatibility, radioactivity, toxic agents, and consumption of drugs and alcohols, etc. Some prenatal causes like premature birth, traumatic birth injuries, complication during delivery, etc. may lead to mental retardation. Postnatal causes like brain injury, infections, severe malnutrition, general health, cultural factors, home and family background, and social deprivation are also considered as the reasons for this unfortunate condition. Prevention and treatment of mental retardation. Even though the genetically caused retardation cannot be cured, we can try to prevent mental retardation due to environmental factors. For this, we can take these precautions. Close relatives should not marry each other as much as possible. Pregnant mother should not consume wine or drugs during pregnancy, or she should not smoke during this period. Infectious diseases occur during pregnancy should be treated as early as possible. If there is any blood abnormality either in the father or mother, it should be treated first before trying for an offspring. Balanced diet and regular exercise during pregnancy is a key factor to avoid a handicapped child. Delivery or cesarean should be done under the supervision of an experienced doctor. Proper care of the child in the early 8 years of his life becomes a critical part of the daily routine. These children should be sent to special schools. Care should also be taken for their social and emotional development, and they should be enabled to manage their affairs independently. Planning education according to the levels of mental retardation. For educational care and programs, we can group the mentally retarded into educable, labeled as mild, trainable, labeled as moderate, and custodial, labeled as severe and profound. This classification is considered as the best in the field of education. Let us now consider the specific educational programs for these types of children. Educational programs for the educable mentally retarded. Most educationists include the children of 50 to 75 range of IQ in this group. Their physique develops like other normal children, but they can be recognized on the basis of disorders in their motor skills and by physiological disorders in early childhood. Their retardation becomes visible during their schooling. Though they are not able to avail of a proper education, but are trained for writing, reading, and the main mathematical principles. They become independent if they get proper training. They are capable of receiving primary education and training. Educational programs for the trainable mentally retarded. The children of 25 to 50 IQ range come under this category. Their motor development occurs very late in their infancy and childhood and can be recognized on the basis of their physical structure. Their language and adjustment and behavioral efficiency also develop very late. They are unable to derive much benefit from normal classroom curriculum and can be trained up to some extent in reading and writing. They have the ability to do some work like handicrafts, physical work, etc. They should also be taught necessary household skills like dusting, sweeping, washing, etc. Educational programs for the custodial mentally retarded. Idiots come under this category. Their IQ range is less than 25 and the amount of retardation is very high. They cannot learn through education and cannot even be made self-dependent. They are totally dependent and have to be kept in residential institutions, daycare centers, nursing homes, etc. They must be taught to protect from health, weather hazards, etc. The educational program for these children must lay strong emphasis on self-managing skills like toilet training, washing, dressing, cleaning, etc. We parents, teachers and the society have to develop a right and positive attitude for bringing these children up. It is our responsibility to make them as able as possible. We should not blame, compare, criticize the mentally retarded children. Care should also be taken for their social and emotional development and they should be enabled to manage their affairs independently. Now let us summarize this session. In this part we discussed two main types of exceptional children, the gifted and the mentally retarded. We tried to see who are gifted and mentally retarded, their characteristics, needs, problems, etc. We also classified the mentally retarded children. Main discussion was conducted on the educational programs for gifted and mentally retarded to satisfy the special needs of them. Here are some assignments for you to work on. Prepare a chart illustrating the various types of mentally retarded children. Prepare a report on educational provisions provided for mentally retarded children after visiting a special school for mentally retarded. Prepare a list of special assignment which can be given to an academically superior child at high school level. Discuss with teachers of your locality and prepare a short note on special educational strategies used by them for gifted children. Here are some books for further reference. Advanced Educational Psychology by S.S. Chauhan, published by Vikas Publishing House, 1985. Exceptional Children, Their Psychology and Education by Chintamani Kar, published by Sterling Publishers, 1992. Advanced Educational Psychology by S.K. Mangal, published by Prentice Hall of India, 1997. Essentials of Educational Psychology by S.K. Mangal, published by Prentice Hall of India, 2007. Special Education Pearson Series in Education, 2012, published by Darling Kindersley Private Limited. Thank you for watching this session. See you next time. Until then, goodbye.